Claudia Goodell. I'm a CFS patient. I was diagnosed 6 years ago, but was affected by the illness probably in 1985. It took about 15 years to get diagnosed. During the time that I've been ill, I've lost many things. I've lost the ability to work a traditional job, and I was an audiologist, so I have an education. I lost the ability to compete in mountain biking, which was my love. And actually it was the big activity that surrounded my marriage. So through all of that loss, I've dealt with a lot of grief, but out of it I wanted something that would empower me. And being a cyclist, I thought that it would be natural to organize a fundraising cycle race. And at first I thought of a road race, but my husband is a big endurance mountain biker, and he came home from one of the mountain bike races in Gallup, New Mexico that I had traditionally participated in, and he said that the race director, Lindsay Mapes, was considering starting a brand new 24-hour race in New Mexico, and we didn't have one here. And I had been saying that I wanted to organize a fundraising race, so he said, you need to talk to Lindsay. So that night I went home and I sent her an email explaining who I was and that I knew her from races, and that I have CFS, and I explained what chronic fatigue syndrome is and how it affected me personally, and asked her if she'd be willing to work with me. And I was closing the lid on my laptop to go to bed, and her email came in, and I read it, and it was unbelievable, because what she said was, I don't know what prompted you to contact me particularly, but I am trying to organize a 24-hour race, and I have just been diagnosed with CFS this year. I just broke down and cried because I couldn't believe the irony in the situation. So we met shortly after that and discussed what I viewed and what was in my head and what was in her head, and we meshed completely. So that was last year, 2010, and we had the first 24-hour race, 24 hours of the Enchanted Forest in New Mexico, and I tagged the line, a race to solve CFS. And so that's how the race came about, and this is the end of our second year, and it was phenomenally successful. We grew by about 40 to 50%, which is unheard of in mountain bike racing. The patient population has come out in support this year as well, and what we would like, our goal is to be the voice of the silent majority of CFS patients, the positive approach to empower us to have a voice to say we need help. We need help from healthy people, and this is the way we're going to do it. So that's my goal, and next year I would love to double what we raised this year, and the ultimate goal would be to hit $1 million in fundraising and maybe go global with the race to solve CFS.
What are some facts, basic things that they should know about the illness?
That's a great question. Last year when I came into this, I knew that the majority of people that were here wouldn't know anything about CFS. And so what I tried to let them understand was that a person who looks like me, who looks physically fit, is completely disabled. I'm on disability. It's robbed my whole life from me. So I wanted them to know that you can't tell by a person's appearance how ill they are. I also wanted them to know that we have, after decades of this illness, we still have no approved diagnosis, we have no approved treatments, and we have no cure. So it's a very hopeless situation for CFS patients around the world. And the numbers of patients are enormous, 1 million in the United States. So those are two things I wanted them to know. And the third was that they are empowered to help. There are things they can do. They can fundraise. They can come to an event like this and help us raise funds. They can tell other people what they've learned about CFS. We need to spread this awareness around. And I was actually really surprised at the sincerity with which they received that information last year. So that just continues. It's a snowball.
That you would like to add?
This is a family event. It occurs on Father's Day weekend. We encourage people to come to the Zuni Mountains. There's camping. It's a lovely area in the mountains. If you don't mountain bike, it doesn't matter. We need volunteers. We need support people. Just come out and see what it's about next year, Father's Day 2012.
How are you feeling personally right now?
Oh gosh. I've suffered 2 migraines over the last several days, for which I had to take heavy-duty meds. I have inflammation throughout my whole body. I'm completely dehydrated. I can't make spit right now. When I woke up each morning during this planning and setting up of the event and the 2 days of the event, my eyelids were so swollen they were on top of my eyes. I couldn't see. My sleep is disturbed because I've gone viral now. I have viral symptoms. It's post-exertional relapse is what it's called. So probably for another week or two I will definitely have viral symptoms. I won't get out of bed. I won't be able to function. So that's what happens. And it's a give and take. It's sacrificing. We determine in our minds what is the most important thing for me right now. I'll do that, but I'll sacrifice all this other stuff. Grocery shopping, simple things, going to the mailbox, visiting with family. I won't do any of those things now.
Do you think that there's going to be a cure or treatment someday?
You know, I have opposing opinions on that on a daily basis. Some days are completely hopeless. Some days I feel like fear, complete and sheer fear that my life will be this forever. I'm 51. I've been sick since I was 25, 28, somewhere in there. I can't face the idea of having this limited life until I die. So when that thought comes up now, I push it away and I replace it with hope. I think about what occurs at this event and the fact that we raised $10,000 probably this year in cash donations. Then that lets me get on for another day. So it's a day-to-day battle. But in the end, yeah, I have hope. I think we'll find a cure. I think we'll find prevention. I think we'll be able to prevent children from having CFS in the future. We treat the people who come here like our family. They're my family. Anyone who comes to this event is going to get treated like I would treat my brother, my mother, my sister, my daughter. I want to make sure they're happy. We instituted a policy last year where we actually sell what we call premium pits for a $20 donation. Racers who are coming from out of state, especially those who are racing solo, meaning they're going to do this 24-hour race alone, unsupported, they are guaranteed a pit spot, a camping spot, right off the course. We this year had reservations for almost 40 of them. And so those people, when they get here, they tell us their name, we give them a number, they go find their little pit and they set up all their gear. They set up a pop-up unit, like a canopy. They have tables and chairs, they might have a tent. They are completely content and de-stressed from their pre-race jitters because we took care of them. So that gives it that homey feeling, and the feedback we've gotten from racers is that that's what they like. So even if we grow, we want to maintain that reputation.
And what makes this such a fun event?
Fun, oh man, we have so many fun activities. We have a kids activities tent. The little kids are here from infancy up to teenagers. We have activities coordinator, an adult who supervises them through activities the whole weekend. They do arts and crafts, they have a bike race, they have a bike parade. So they have all their activities. We also have activities for the adults who may or may not be cycling. We have contests where we give them great prizes. One of which is a great fundraiser. It's called the Huffy Toss, or Chuck the Junk. And we find two very, very old broken bicycles, and one is for the men, one is for the women. And the goal is for them to throw this bike as far as they possibly can, and whoever throws it the farthest wins, and what they've won is a donated brand new cruiser bicycle. I think this year that contest lasted about an hour, and it's $5 a throw. So those people were going head to head. It became a very serious battle. So those are some of the fun things. There are many, many more fun things going on.
How's the music and the beer?
The live music this year was phenomenal. We had a fantastic band. They were very eclectic. They played rock, Mexican music, country music, you name it, they were there. They did great Stevie Nicks covers. The beer was flowing. We have a beer sponsor that came this year, and so some folks were drinking some free beer, and they were a little wobbly sometimes on the bikes, but amazingly fun.